Hello, and welcome back to Mr. B Teaches History. Today's lecture will focus on the elements that led to the creation of industrial empires across the United States as the Industrial Revolution took full hold of the American economy and society. So let's get started. The steel and oil industries learned from the railroads on how to best organize themselves. The steel industry expanded due to the discovery of the Bessemer processes that allowed the industry to create large quantities of high-quality steel that fueled industrialization. Andrew Carnegie worked his way up from the bottom to own U.S. Steel, and he practiced vertical integration, which meant he controlled all the stages of an industrial process from the mining of iron ore and coal to the transportation systems that brought them to his steel factories. The oil industry under John D. Rockefeller dominated that industry using a different strategy called horizontal integration. In this system, he controlled all the various companies in the same industry, meaning the oil refineries. Both Rockefeller and Carnegie eliminated all their competition through their better technology and business practices, including forcing rivals to sell out to them. These big businesses did not think they should be regulated by the government, but by the law of supply and demand. The self-interests of the company would lead them to improve their product. Many people feared, though, that monopolies, trusts, and other combinations of businesses would undercut competition needed for regulation of the market. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. As companies got bigger and the competition less, the prices for goods actually went down, not up. Many believe that Darwin's ideas of survival of the fittest would then apply to the marketplace. Social Darwinists thought that the concentration of wealth in the fit benefited everyone, than that of helping the poor interfered with the laws of nature. These ideas provided the scientific approval of racial intolerance, but many of the industrialists of this time did not believe or act upon these theories. In fact, they usually followed the religious belief of the gospel of wealth. They did think that hard work and material success was a sign of God's favor, and everyone had a duty to become wealthy, but the wealthy also had a God-given responsibility to act generously to help the poor with their wealth and benefit society, not just themselves. Many inventions came about due to the fast industrialization of the United States. Railroads, the telegraph, Morse code, and transatlantic communication cables linked up the countries and continents to create international markets and prices of basic goods. Lots of tools we use for business today were created in the time period, including the typewriter, telephone, cash register, and calculators or adding machines. Lots of consumer products were created as well, while Thomas Edison's research lab worked on engineering and mechanical products that he took credit for inventing. Department stores like Macy's and Marshall Field's sold lots of different products and popped up in large cities. Smaller cities usually had smaller nationwide chains like Woolworths. Other companies used mail and rail systems to sell and ship products, including Sears, Roebuck, and Montgomery Ward. Refrigeration at home and on transportation led to pre-packaged foods and allowing people to eat relatively fresh meat and vegetables. Lastly, the advertising of these companies created a new consumer economy and culture within the United States. This industrialization had a large impact on everyday life in America. It led to the concentration of wealth and a widening of the gap between the rich and the poor. It also led to the creation of the myth of the self-made man, which did exist, but were very unusual. While the gap between the rich and the poor widened, industrialization expanded the middle class because large corporations required lots of white-collar workers and middle-class management to coordinate between the executives and the factories. This led to increased employment demand for other middle-class jobs in smaller businesses too. Wages were higher in the United States than the rest of the world, but lots of times below subsistence due to a large supply of labor competing for jobs, including immigrants. Women also worked for industries that were an extension of the home. They entered more clerical jobs as demand increased, but then became classed as feminine jobs and lost status and wages. Industrialization also led to discontent of many workers because they had monotonous jobs where they were assigned one task in manufacturing a product and they had dangerous working conditions. This led to many joining labor unions, but we'll talk about those and the strikes they produced at a later date.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications you would like to make about this lecture, please leave a comment below. If you learned something new, please consider leaving a like. If you would like to receive notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If you would like to support this channel and Creator financially, please check out the links in the description for merchandise or sites that will provide me direct financial support for the work of this channel. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Class dismissed.